Good morning, my fellow yogic travelers. Mighty glad to be alive today, and I hope that you are too, as we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, linger, and live the life we love. It's Monday, so it's Poetry Day. This one is called The Holy Longing by Goethe. Tell a wise person, or else keep silent, because the mass man will mock it right away. I praise what is truly alive, what longs to be burned to death. In the calm water of the love nights, where you were begotten, where you have begotten, a strange feeling comes over you when you see the silent candle burning. Now you are no longer caught in the obsession with darkness, and a desire for higher love-making sweeps you upward. Distance does not make you falter. Now, arriving in magic, flying and finally insane for the light, you are the butterfly, and you are gone. And so long as you haven't experienced this, to die and so to grow, you are only a troubled guest on this dark earth. I guess you could say an ulterior motive is to get everybody insane for the light, build a moral equivalent of war inside yourself, and really be ready to die for what you believe in. All right, back to the Dharma rant for today. My word for the journalers out there, or those who will elevate the conversation, is ceremony. Especially this week, we're about to go into both Passover and Easter, two examples of how people keep ceremonies. And what is ceremony? In some way, it's a seeking of some kind of divine connection, however secular or mundane it may seem. So what ceremonies have affected you in your life? Doesn't matter whether it's birthdays, anniversaries, funerals. It's a ceremony in its own way, right? Weddings, birth of a child, any commemoration, right? Quinceañera, doesn't matter. Let me know what you're thinking, or elevate the conversation with your friends, and then we'll see what we can share with each other about that. Certainly yoga is a ceremony. When you take off your shoes, ritual act, chant Om, ritual act, acknowledge the things that might be hanging in the walls of your yoga shala, the altar, in the place where you practice, whether it's your home or elsewhere. All right, now my teachers always reminding us that yoga is about experiment through experience, and that's how you find out. Unfortunately, yoga has been so commercialized and marketed that some of the oomph that it has for people who really do it seems to be watered down in the way it's been absorbed by corporate capitalism. Nonetheless, it's your job to stay true, be sincere, maintain the practice, and do it not for the money. And when you're doing this, yoga will help you cultivate the three states of wholesome mind. We've talked about the unwholesome mind, greed, hatred, and delusion, but the three wholesome states of mind are the exact opposite. Non-greed is generosity. Non-hatred is love. Non-delusion is wisdom that sees clear, or as Ram Dass would simply say, love, serve, and remember. Love, serve, and remember. Each practice, of course, cultivates a certain set of virtues, and each practice neglects other virtues. Just like you play different sports, the sport, the development that you need to be a good bowler is not the same as you need if you're racing a yacht, right? Or skiing, or dunking a basketball. So just remember, whichever practice you choose, certain things will be cultivated, and other things, of course, will naturally be neglected. So it's to each one of us to understand, how does that make me imbalanced in some way, and what do I have to do to bring myself closer to a better state of balance? Now, I never deny that I'm from the hippie tradition. That means where your spiritual vision is high enough and you're good enough to the people around you that you help make it good for everybody. And one of the strange things, if you're willing to be psychic and hang out there, is talking doesn't matter. Just shut up, listen, and you hear your own thoughts worked out by the people around you who are sorting it out. You don't have to say anything, just pay attention, and it happens to you. That's a little challenge to see. What do you want to know? Wait and see. You'll see how it comes to you. Now, everything that we're doing in some way, of course, is appealing to our intellect, and even though ultimately it should help us get into action, it should clarify our feelings, keep our heart open, be vulnerable, be joyful amidst the sorrows of the world, and ultimately sit quietly so things can settle. You don't have to call it meditation, just watching your own thoughts. And that moves us into what I call Jnana Yoga in Indian parlance, or in general to what I call the magician energy, the wise man, the wise woman, the high initiate in occultism that's privy to the secrets or the mysteries, the shaman, the guru, the brujo, the witch doctor, the voodoo priest, the wizard, the druid, the psychological, the therapist. The psychological function is the same. A part of our ability to recognize or see or know. And then that helps to determine the choices we make and how it spills out into actions in our life. So continue to pursue your inner ideal. No heart suffers when it goes in search of its dreams, because every second of that search is an encounter with spirit. So may you release all tension, drain it out of you, see yourself inside a still womb of peace, find your inner point, right? The immovable spot, and let go of any part of you that is acclimated to the disallowance of well-being. It's amazing how many people do that to themselves, but not us. We're going to allow well-being, and we're going to reach out to other people to share that. So keep watching your mind, even though they always say the spiritual path is insult after insult. And once you see how scattered the mind is, but once you start bringing it back in, start focusing, start recognizing every time it wanders, already you're getting tremendous benefits. And it accrues if you continue to do this over days, weeks, months, years, decades, a lifetime. So may you all choose thoughts that bring joy to you, and not thoughts that are simply limited to your own afflictions or the afflictions of others. Have a great day.